Hey, what's up, Joe? This is a quick demo video for you for your Starfall Sabers Legacy. I installed this with the brass chassis that I came up with, so it has a Proffie install, and we'll go over all of that. Yours came to me weathered, so I guess you purchased this weathered from Nick over at Starfall, or you had someone do it. I'm not quite sure, so sorry about that. But it came to me weathered. It looks really cool. I weathered the chassis to match. You do have a 2-button setup, so your 2 dome tactile switches here, right? You've got a power switch right here, and right behind it, obviously, is going to be your auxiliary switch. On this one, the glass eye doesn't quite cut it for a blade retention, so we are going to go ahead and use that grub screw when we put a blade in. On the last one I did, I just used the glass eye. All right, but no biggie there. That's why it's there. All right, to get to your chassis, you just want to unscrew your handle. It is a tight fit. Don't fear, it all fits. All right, when we take the handle off, we're going to set this off to the side just for a moment and talk about what I did to the handle. I do have to modify these in order to fit a 28mm speaker all the way to the back. So I open up this pommel to a 1.1 or slightly above, actually, for the chassis. It's a 1.5 actually. Open up the handle a little bit to accommodate my chassis. So I just put that on the lathe and opened it up a little bit with some Scotch-Brite, like a Scotch-Brite pad when I was done, so it's nice and smooth in there. But I do make a coupler for the pommel to lock into the handle. So this no longer comes off. It is adhesed to the handle. It's one piece. And I made sure to cluck your 2 screws here with the brass greeblies correctly onto the Saber, and I'll show you that. All right, so just be aware of that. Here is the chassis. So you had asked for yours to be weathered a bit because your Saber was weathered, so I hope that you like the way it came out. I chose to use 2 copper tubes here instead of brass, just to give it some pop. Those 2 tubes are for wire management. But you've got, your Proffie boards up here. This is just a snap fit. This board cover is a snap fit. You can pop it right off by going underneath one of these tubes with a pair of tweezers or something tiny like that and just pop it off. And then it is a tight snap fit back on. I chose to do that rather than magnets. It just seemed like it held a little bit better that way. Plus, these brass pieces are pretty robust. So you've got an 18-pixel accent strip right underneath this brass piece right here. If we can focus in on that. This one in Airbrush says Solo Sabers. If you flip it around to this brass piece, you have another 18-pixel accent strip, but this one says Starfall Sabers Legacy in Airbrush. All right. You've got access to your kill switch. So your kill switch is located right here. All right, so you can flip that with an Allen key or a key or whatever you can fit in there. It flips very easily. And then, of course, this is your battery cover. So you take the battery cover off the same way that you would take the board cover off. I'm just going to get a pair of tweezers and do it real quick. Just come up underneath one of these 3 little nubs right here on either side and do a slight push. I want to do it over my desk so I don't drop it. Pop it from the corner like that, and you can take it right off. And this is your battery tray. So we'll pop that battery out real quick so you can see what's going on in there. You'll probably need a tool because it's pretty tight. But when you take your battery out, here's your battery tray, right? So negative side of your battery being over here by your crystal chamber. All right, so we'll go ahead and pop the battery back in. I'm going to leave this battery in for you. It is a brand new battery, so when you get it, you're going to need to charge it because it needs a charge. It hasn't been charged. All right, but when you put that battery in, you can come back and put this board cover on. You could put it on either way and then just squeeze it on. All right, you'll hear it snap in place just like that. And it's locked in and is not going anywhere. All right, your crystal chamber, you sent me several different crystals to try. I did find one in your baggie that fit, so I'll put the other ones back in your box. You don't see it right now, but there is a crystal underneath this cage, and this cage spins when the Saber is on. All right, so when we, then last thing, you have an 18-pixel accent strip underneath these cutouts here to light up this as well. All right, so for now, you've just got one sound font, which is mine. There's a copy of the config file on the SD card. This has 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 blade styles. It goes the main blade. You'll see a very short blade style for the motor. Then it's this 18 pixel strip right underneath this guy right here. Then your crystal chamber. And lastly, these two 18 pixel strips. So this one and this one, they're both wired together. All right, so we'll come over here and flip our switch. Got your crystal pulsing. You can see the animation up here. That goes all the way around. One strip right here. I do have a 3 pixel accent on top of your board just for a little bit of extra shine through. And then this one right here. All right, until we come over here and we hit power. So we'll turn it off. You see it stops. We'll turn it on again. Everything reacts to the auxiliary button being pressed, which is in the back. And you've got twist off. All right, so that is everything that's going on in the chassis when the handle is off. So now we'll go ahead and come over here and put our handle on. It comes right on. Go ahead and screw it all the way down until it tightens itself up and stops. When it's all the way tight, you'll notice that your screw here with your brass greebly goes straight across and it lines up with your control box just like it did before I adhesed everything down. All right. There is quite a bit of a sound difference when the handle's on though. Now this thing, very loud and solid. We'll put a blade in. This takes a 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. I do have it set up for a full-length blade. Just going to use a little test guy. So this particular one is just an orange unstable. I was playing around with it. I want to do something different than red. Nice smooth swing. This goes faster when the saber is on. So if I turn that all around, you can see it lights up every hole. And then the soundtrack is a long press on the power. Another long press to turn it off. Just like that. So let's break this back down. Everything's firing up and working like it should. Take this off, come over here and unscrew our handle. Chassis is still going, but we'll go ahead and turn it on. And then come over here and flip our switch. If I can see it, I'm going blind. And that kills power like it should. All right, and that, sir, is basically your Starfall Legacy. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will try to get this out in the mail to you today. Thanks, Joe.